On a Friday in October, Derek posted his last photo on social media. Him and his buddies at a bar, same as every weekend for the past 3 years. Big smiles, drinks raised, caption, living the dream. But Derek wasn't living any dream. At 29, he was stuck in a cycle that was slowly killing his potential. Dead-end marketing job that barely paid his bills. Weekends that disappeared into hangovers and regret. Friends who only called when they needed someone to split the tab. A dating life that consisted of meaningless swipes and conversations that went nowhere. Derek looked successful from the outside, but inside, he felt hollow. That Sunday night, staring at his reflection in his bathroom mirror, Derek made a decision that would change everything. He was going to disappear, not literally, but socially, digitally, publicly. He was going to vanish from his current life and use that invisibility to rebuild himself from scratch. Monday morning, Derek deleted every social media app from his phone. Deactivated his accounts, stopped posting, stopped scrolling, stopped comparing his behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. His phone went from 200 plus notifications a day to maybe 10. The silence was terrifying at first, and then it became liberating. Week 1, without the constant noise of social media, Derek's mind started to clear. He realized he'd been living for the approval of people he didn't even like. Every decision where to go, what to wear, what to do, had been influenced by how it would look online. Week 2, Derek stopped going to his usual hangout spots. No more bars with the same group complaining about the same problems. Instead, he started going to places where nobody knew him. Tea library, coffee shops, cross, the gym at 6 a.m. when it was empty. Week 3, he began saying no to social invitations. Sorry, can't make it tonight. His friends were confused at first, then annoyed, then they stopped calling altogether. Week 6, Derek realized most of his friendships were just shared activities, not real connections. When he removed himself from the activities, the relationships disappeared too. If you've ever felt trapped by other people's expectations of who you should be, drop a comment below, because Derek's transformation was just beginning. Month 2, Derek started experimenting with new versions of himself. He took a cooking class where nobody knew he'd been living on takeout for years. Joined a hiking group where nobody knew he'd been a couch potato. Started reading philosophy books at coffee shops where nobody expected him to crack jokes every 5 minutes. Month 3, he was becoming someone new. Not the fun Derek who was always down for drinks. Not the reliable Derek who said yes to everything. Just Derek figuring out who he actually was when nobody was watching. Month 4, Derek started a side business, something he'd been talking about 4 years, but never pursued because his friends always made jokes about his entrepreneur phase. Month 6, Derek emerged from his social hibernation, but as a different person. He'd lost 20 pounds, built a growing freelance business, developed actual hobbies, and most importantly, learned to be comfortable in his own company. When he finally reactivated his social media accounts, his old friends barely recognized him. Not just physically, but the way he carried himself, the things he posted about, the confidence in his voice. Dude, where have you been? His old drinking buddy asked. You just disappeared. Derek smiled. I was becoming someone worth knowing. 6 months of invisibility had given Derek something he never had. The space to discover who he really was when he was unperforming for an audience. Derek learned what every transformed person eventually discovers. Sometimes you have to disappear from who you were to become who you were meant to be. Your current social circle sees you as who you've always been, and they will unconsciously pressure you to stay that person. Sometimes transformation requires isolation. Disappear from the noise, the expectations, the version of yourself you've outgrown. Use the invisibility to experiment, to fail privately, to build the new you without an audience. When you're ready to reappear, you'll emerge as someone completely different. Someone you actually chose to become.